Hello students and friends. Welcome to Homeopathy Medicines. Today in this homeopathic Materia Medica lesson, I will discuss about homeopathic medicine called muriaticum. Before starting this video, please subscribe to this channel for Learn Homeopathy Online Free and Homeopathy Materia Medica. We need support from you to make this channel more beautiful and more informative. Now going to discuss about muriaticum, its uses and symptoms. Although not proven, this remedy has a wide clinical use, through its introduction by Schussler. It certainly is of great value in catarrhal affections, in subacute inflammatory states, fibrinous exudations, and glandular swellings. White or gray coating of base of tongue, and expectoration of thick, white phlegm, seem to be special guiding symptoms. Bursitis praepatellaris. Head, imagines he must starve. Headache, with vomiting. Crustulacta. Dandruff. Eyes, white mucus, purulent scabs. Superficial ulcer. Trachoma. Corneal opacities. Ears, chronic, catarrhal conditions of the middle ear. Glands about the ear swollen. Snapping and noises in the ear. Threatened mastoid. Gray diffusion about the auricle. Nose, catarrh, phlegm white, thick. Vault of pharynx covered with adherent crusts. Stuffy cold. Nosebleed, ARN, brie. Face, cheek swollen and painful. Mouth, aphthy, thrush, white ulcers in mouth. Swollen glands about jaw and neck. Coating of tongue grayish white, dryish, or slimy. Throat, follicular tonsillitis. Tonsils inflamed, enlarged so much, can hardly breathe. Grayish patches or spots in the throat and tonsils. Adherent crusts and vault of pharynx. Hospital sore throat. Use take in catarrh. Stomach, fatty or rich food causes indigestion. Vomiting of white, opaque mucus, water gathers in the mouth. Pain in the stomach, with constipation. Bulimia, hunger disappears by drinking water. Abdomen, abdominal tenderness and swelling. Flatulence. Thread worms, causing itching at the anus. Stool, constipation, light-colored stools. Diarrhea, after fatty food, clay-colored, white, or slimy stools. Dysentery, purging, with slimy stools. Hemorrhoids, bleeding, blood dark and thick, fibrinous, clotted. Female, menstruation too late or suppressed, checked or too early, excessive discharge, dark clotted, or tough, black blood, like tar, flat. Leukorrhea, discharge of milky white mucus, thick, non-irritating, bland. Morning sickness, with vomiting of white phlegm. Bunches in breast feel quite soft and are tender. Respiratory organs, loss of voice, hoarseness. Asthma, with gastric derangements, mucus white and hard to cough up. Loud, noisy stomach cough, cough short, acute, and spasmodic, like whooping cough, expectoration thick and white. Rattling sounds of air passing through thick, tenacious mucus in the bronchi, difficult to cough up. Back and extremities, rheumatic fever, exudation and swelling around the joints. Rheumatic pains felt only during motion, or increased by it. Nightly rheumatic pains, worse from warmth of bed, lightening like from small of back to feet, must get out of bed and sit up. Hands get stiff while writing. Skin, acne, erythema, and eczema, with vesicles containing thick, white contents. Dry, flour-like scales on the skin, arsenic. Bursitis. Modalities, worse, rich food, fats, motion. Symptoms appear in the morning, forenoon, afternoon, evening, night, before midnight, after midnight. Aversion to the open air and sensitive to drafts. The open air aggravates many symptoms. A sleep feeling in single parts. Dread of bathing and worse from bathing. Cold in general makes the symptoms worse, worse from cold air, worse from becoming cold, worse from cold, wet weather. It has been a useful remedy in many kinds of convulsions, clonic, epileptic, epileptiform, internal. Worse after eating and from exertion. Fainting spells. Worse from cold food, fat food, cold drinks. formication in many parts, sensation of fullness, easy bleeding of any part, blood dark and clotted, heaviness external and internal, induration of many tissues, in glands, in muscles, inflammation and the results of induration, infiltration following inflammation, hepatization after pneumonia, calc, sulf, marked lassitude, desire to lie down, complaints from lifting and straining of muscles and joints. Lying makes many symptoms worse, worse after lying, worse lying in bed, worse lying on the right side, worse lying on the painful side, better lying on the painless side, worse before and during menses, worse from motion. Increased mucus discharges viscid and milk white. The pains are biting, bruised, burning, cutting, jerking, pinching, pressing, stitching. Stitching pains, outward, transversely in glands, in muscles. Tearing downward in muscles. Twinging and ulcerative pains. Paralysis one-sided, of organs. Pulse full, hard, intermittent, irregular, slow, small, soft. General pulsation. Marked relaxation of muscles. Rising from sitting increases or brings on symptoms. Rubbing ameliorates symptoms. Sensitive to pain. Complaints one-sided, either side, mostly left side. Complaints worse while sitting. Sluggish patience, feeble reaction, slow repair, slow convalescence. Swelling of parts, of glands. Feeling of tension in muscles. Aggravation from touch. Twitching of muscles. Warmth of bed makes some symptoms worse. Weakness of the whole body, in the morning, in the evening, after acute catarrhal diseases, from walking. Worse in wet weather. Irritability and anger in the evening, anxiety, in the evening. About trifles. She has a delusion that she must not eat. Discontented and discouraged. Dullness of mind. Mental excitement. Fear that some evil will come to him. It has been used with benefit in imbecility. Indifference to all pleasure. Insanity and irresolution. Loathing of life. Moaning, mania. Obstinate. Restlessness. Sadness. Silent. Inclination to sit in complete silence. Talking in sleep. Unconsciousness in advanced states of brain and meningeal diseases. Vertigo, when rising or stooping, when walking. Constriction of the scalp. Dandruff, copious, white. Eczema. Heaviness of the head, of the forehead, in the occiput with aching in trachea and hard cough, in the occiput as if full of lead, in occiput as if head would sink backwards, in occiput with hard cough. Sensation of looseness of the brain. Sensation of movements in the head. Pain in the head in the morning on walking, in the afternoon, evening, in cold air, in the open air, worse from binding up the hair, worse after eating, paroxysmal, worse from pressure, worse from stooping, worse from touch, worse walking in the open air, worse from wine, better from wrapping up the head. Pain in the forehead. Pain in occiput, like a weight holds head fast to pillow, like opium. Pain in the sides of head, temples, boring, bruised, burning in forehead, cutting, gnawing in occiput, jerking. Pressing pain in whole head, in forehead, outward, in occiput, in temples, outward. Shooting pain in head, in occiput. Stitching pain in head, worse stooping, in forehead, in occiput, inside of head, in temples. Stunning pains in head. Tearing pains in the head, in the forehead, in the occiput and sides of occiput, in sides of head, in the temples, in the vertex. Perspiration on the head. Pulsation in the head. Shocks in the head. Catarrhal discharges with milk-white mucus or greenish or yellow purulent. Inflammation of the conjunctiva with thickening, pustules, of the cornea. Burning in the eyes, in the canthi. Pressing. Pain as if sand in the eyes. Stitching pain in eyes. Photophobia. Protrusion of the eyes. Redness in the evening with pain. Staring. Swollen lids. Twitching inner canthi. Vesicles on the cornea. Vision dim. Double vision. Lights before the eyes when coughing or sneezing. Closure of the eustachian tubes. Discharge from ears of milk-white mucus. Dry catarrh of the middle ear, the ears are hot. Stitching in the ears. Noises, buzzing, cracking on blowing nose and on swallowing, humming, reverberations, ringing, roaring, singing, snapping, tickling, whizzing. Pain in the ear, behind the ear, drawing, pressing, stitching, stitching behind the ear, tearing, tearing behind the ear. Pulsation behind the ear. Tingling in the ears. Twitching. Hearing acute, for noise, for voices, impaired. Nasal catarrh, discharge copious, excoriating, purulent, thick, white, milk white, viscid, yellow, posterior nares. Coryza, with cough, fluent, dry, thick and milk white discharge. Dryness in the nose. Epistaxis in the afternoon, evening. Itching in the nose. The nose is obstructed with mucus. Frequent sneezing. Epithelium of the lips and lupus of the face. The face is bluish, pale, red. Dryness of the lips. Eruptions on the face, cheeks, lips, around the mouth, pimples. Suffering, sickly expression. Flashes of heat in the face. The face is hot. Pain in the face, worse in the right side, drawing, stitching, tearing. Paralysis of the face. Perspiration. Sunken face. Painful, swollen face, lips. Glands of jaw. Tension. Twitching. Ulceration of face, lips. Apathy in the mouth of children in nursing mothers. Bleeding gums. Gum boils. The tongue is red or white. Dry mouth and tongue. Heat in the mouth. Inflammation of gums and tongue. Mapped tongue. Milk white mucus in the mouth. Odor from the mouth offensive, even putrid. Burning mouth and tongue. Sore gums and tongue. Scorbutic gums. Salivation. Speech wanting. Swollen gums and tongue. Taste, bad, bitter, metallic, putrid, saltish, sour, sweetish. Ulceration of mouth and tongue, syphilitic. Vesicles in the mouth. Teeth on edge and become loose. Pain in the teeth, stitching. The throat is dry and red and there is choking. Heat in the throat and much mucus. Inflammation of throat, tonsils, chronic. White exudate in the throat, gray patches. It has many times cured diphtheria. Mucus, viscid, thick, milk white, covers pharynx, adherent. Pain in throat, on swallowing, burning, pressing, rawness, sore. Scraping in the throat. Swallowing very difficult. Swollen throat, tonsils, uvula, edematous, parotid gland. Ulceration of the throat. Anxiety of the stomach. The appetite is diminished or entirely lost or it is increased, even ravenous, after eating. Aversion to food, to meat. Constriction of the stomach. Emptiness not ameliorated by eating. Eructations, after eating, ineffectual, bitter, empty, of food, sour, water brash. Flashes of heat, heartburn, and sensation of fullness. Weight and stomach worse at night. Hiccup. Inflammation of the stomach. Loathing of food. Nausea after fats and rich food. Nausea and shivering. Pain in the stomach, aching, burning, cutting, pressing with emptiness, sore to touch, stitching. Tension. Thirst extreme, during chill. Vomiting, bile, blood, food, mucus, milk white and dark green. Morning diarrhea with vomiting white mucus, sudden, incessant. Distension in abdomen after eating. Emptiness. Ascites. Enlarged spleen. Flatulence, in daytime, afternoon, night, prevents sleep. Fullness, after eating. Pain in abdomen, night, colic, griping with diarrhea, during diarrhea, after eating, as if menses would appear, before and during stool, in hypochondria, especially the right, burning in right hypochondrium. Cramping in abdomen, before stool, in hypogastrium with diarrhea. Cutting in abdomen, in umbilical region. Pressing in hypochondria, in right better bypassing flatus. Sore bruised abdomen, in right hypochondrium, in inguinal region. Rumbling before stool. Tension in abdomen. Constipation, stool difficult, from inactivity of the rectum. The stool is dry, hard, large, light-colored, clay-colored. Diarrhea, painful, morning, evening, after fats. The stool is excoriating, bloody mucus, copious, green, offensive, watery, white mucus. Dysentery with slimy stool or pure blood. Flatus during diarrhea. Formication of thenis. Hemorrhage from rectum. Hemorrhoids, congested, external, large, sore, worse walking. Involuntary stools, when passing flatus. Itching of the anus, after stool. Pain in rectum and anus, during and after stool. Burning during and after stool. Pressing in the anus. Soreness, after stool. Tenesmus. Paralysis of the rectum. Urging with normal stool, constant. Catarrh of the bladder with much mucus in the urine. Retention of urine. Urging to urinate, at night, constant, frequent, ineffectual. Urination dribbling, feeble stream, frequent, at night, involuntary at night, retarded. Must press long to start the urine. Inflammation of the kidneys. Pain in the kidneys. Suppression of urine. It has been used much in chronic gonorrhea with gleety, milky discharge. It has cured violent chordee. Itching of the urethra. Burning and cutting during urination. Urine, albuminous, black, greenish black, bloody, burning, cloudy, dark, pale, red, copious at night, scanty, containing sugar, thick. Inflammation of glands penis and testes. Indurated testes. Erections troublesome, violent. Stitching of the scrotum. Drawing pain in testes. Seminal emissions. Ulcers on the penis, chancres. Leucorrhea, excoriating, milky, white, viscid. Menses bright red, clotted, frequent, late, painful. Metrorrhagia. Labor-like pain. Irritation of larynx, inflammation, dryness, croup. Mucus in the larynx, thick milky. Larynx sensitive to touch. Tickling in larynx. Hoarseness, voice finally lost. Respiration rapid, asthmatic, deep, difficult, rattling, snoring. Cough day and night, asthmatic, barking, from deep breathing, croupy, dry, hacking, after eating, harsh, from irritation in larynx and trachea, loose, paroxysmal, racking, short, violent, whooping cough. Expectoration, morning, bloody, mucus, white, gray, milk white, yellow. Catarrh of the chest and anxiety of the heart. Coldness in the region of the heart. Congestion and flashes of heat in chest. Constriction of the chest, of the heart, as from sulfur fumes. Hemorrhage of the lungs. Hepatization of lungs after pneumonia. Inflammation of bronchial tubes, of lungs, pleura. Oppression of the chest. Pain in the chest, on respiration, sides of chest, on respiration, heart, cutting, pressing, soreness. Stitching on breathing, stitching in the heart. Violent palpitation. Coldness in the back. Stitching of the back. Pain in the back, on breathing, better lying, while sitting, while standing, while walking. Pain between the scapulae. Pain in the lumbar region, better lying, while sitting and standing. Pain in the sacrum, better lying. Pain in the coccyx. Aching in the back, lumbar region, sacrum. Burning in the back. Drawing pain in lumbar region, in sacrum. Lightning-like pains in small of back to feet, must get out of bed and sit up. Pressing pains in back, in lumbar region. Stitching pains in scapula? In sacrum. Cold extremities, hands, feet. Cracking in joints and tendons of back of hand. Cramps in limbs, thighs, legs. Eruptions in limbs, pimples, vesicles. Heat of hands and feet, burning soles. Pains in the limbs, nightly, rheumatic worse from the warmth of bed, rheumatic in joints, rheumatic left shoulder and elbow. Drawing pains in wrists, thighs, knees, legs. Pressing pains in shoulders. Stitching pains in knees, in legs. Tearing pains in shoulders, hands, fingers, in thighs, worse from heat of bed, in knees, calf. Paralysis of one side, perspiration of feet, cold. stiffness of knees, swelling of legs and ankles, edematous, tension in knees, calf, twitching in limbs, in thighs, ulcers on legs, warts on hands, weakness of the limbs, of thighs, dreams, amorous, anxious, of death, of previous events, frightful, of misfortune, pleasant, vexatious, vivid, restless sleep, sleepiness afternoon, evening, after dinner after eating, sleeplessness all night, waking early, chill morning, afternoon, evening, in open air, in bed, chilliness in evening, external coldness, shaking chill, fever evening in bed, perspiration morning, night, midnight, burning or coldness of skin, dryness of skin, eruptions, eczema, herpes, pimples, scabby, scaly, white thin bran-like scales, vesicles, jaundice, erysipelas, excoriation, intertrigo, formication, itching an evening in bed, night, burning, crawling, better by scratching, stinging, ulcers burning, suppurating, warts. Thanks for watching this video. If you want more videos like Kali muriaticum, please subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. To learn homeopathy course online free with Homeopathy Materia Medica. Comment us your feedback and what you want in the next video. Like and share this video with your friends and family. For paid and free consultancy online, visit homeopathymedicines.com and mashclinic.com. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay healthy, stay happy.